Hi everyone and welcome to the recap for August 11th. So my little schedule for today, we are going to the hospital today for my mom, so I'm going to be editing while she's in getting what she's getting done. Let's get right to it. At the courtroom, Alexis tries to mitigate from the stand. There were extenuating circumstances. She tries not to give a rock answer. Yes, it's possible. And she says that Julian shouldn't be held accountable though. She says she would have gone to the police with the information, and now it's Scott's turn. They can save this, hopefully. Alexis tells how Olivia was going to kill her to hurt Julian, and Julian shot the handcuffs off of her and yelled for her to run and saved her life, and then Olivia, from what she assumed, shot Julian. And were Julian's actions that night the actions of a coward? No. Did Julian put his life on the line to save her? Yes. Yes, it was heroism. She's not livid with him anymore. He wrote a letter prior to his confrontation with Olivia. Scott asked it be read into evidence. He truly expected to be dead from the sound of this letter, and she gets very emotional. The letter did change her perspective on what happened that night. She saw that he was unwilling to help his sister. He was coerced. He lied about her identity to protect his family. They had a strained relationship. It's fraught now, which I guess is kind of an improvement. It's slightly better. Scott goes a step too far and asks about rekindling a relationship. Lots of yelling. Her answer is, no, I haven't, but I don't really know what the question was because it was very yelly back and forth. So does she ever see herself forgiving Julian? Objection. So no further questions. Alexis can go, and it's recess until tomorrow morning. Julian approaches Alexis. He says he's sorry. He didn't know that Scott would go there. She says it wasn't a good strategy, so of course Scott came up with it. She didn't know what she was going to say. He says sometimes swearing an oath makes people realize their true feelings. Ooh. I know, I'm so touristy. Had I got it Long Beach Island. Me, Cassie, and Sarah Jane have matching ones. So at the PCPD, Dante is loving this Mac and Felicia story. Nathan tries to change the subject. Dante feels there's a discrepancy in Sonny's case. Ballistics, bullet in the vest, and the leg don't match. There's a Michael angle that's now a low priority that I was like, okay, I didn't know there was a Michael angle. At General Hospital, Sam wakes up. She knows she shot Sonny. She feels like if what they're saying is true and she didn't have the mental capacity, then how did she do everything leading up to it? It wasn't just like a spur of the moment. There was planning. And Jason says, look, 3 people know what happened, and as long as everyone keeps their mouth shut, there won't be a problem. She says it's a problem for her, she's really bothered. And Jason promises everything will work out. In Sonny's room, Sonny is walking around with the cane. Carly knows that he won't keep a secret again. Physical therapy starts next week. Carly feels he's not taking this seriously. He's going to take it a little more seriously. She's sorry for getting worked up. She's ready for things to change, and he says they will. He says he's getting out of the business. She knows it'll be difficult. If he's having second thoughts, she gets it. He asks if she's trying to talk him out of it, and he's walking away for the family, not just for her, for everyone. So she says they have to be honest with each other above everything else. And Sonny says he doesn't remember anything after the first gunshot. Jason comes in. They'll tell Carly when the time comes about what Sam did. Jason says Sam is struggling mentally. He's pretty sure he convinced her not to confess. Dante and Nathan come in. It's not a social call. Dante has questions. Jason is staying and standing vigil. Sonny says he went to pay Spencer's ransom. Garvey revealed himself. That didn't sound right. Garvey shot him. He only remembers up until then. He doesn't remember the second shot or ending up in the pit. And, he was bleeding for 24 hours. That's totally normal. Bleeding for 24 hours. Oh, God, that sounds miserable. Dante asks if someone else was there. Sonny says no. Dante says, but the bullets came from 2 different guns. Dante and Nathan have to back off. Sonny will let them know if anything comes back to him. They leave, and Sonny and Jason know that it's not over. Sam finds Carly in the hallway. She wants to talk to Sonny. She feels she owes Carly a conversation. Carly offers if there's anything she can do, and Sam is like, no, what can I do for you? And Carly's borderline thankful that Garvey's gone. Sam wants to tell Carly the truth, so she goes on to say that what she had affected her head. She was having hallucinations, she was scared, and that just magnified it. Stuff she'd never been afraid of before, losing Jason mainly, which, that she has been afraid of before, but not losing him to Sonny. She lost it on Sonny. She was convinced he was putting Jason in danger. She was convinced. She felt she needed to do something about it. Also in the hospital, in Hayden's office, Finn hears Hayden use her Rachel name. He's bringing the card for the cactus. He asks about the call. She says it's just work, and he's like, but you use the other, Rachel, Berlin. She says she was setting up a vendor account for a new company and she accidentally used her name, but he heard the company name too, and isn't that the one the bank called about for suspicious activity? And she's really uncomfortable and defensive, and he doesn't know what's happening. And honestly, neither do I. He asks what she's done. He wants to help. He knows she would never steal from GH, help him understand what's going on. She says it's different because she was going to give the money back. So yeah, she is taking from GH. She shows him what she's doing. She couldn't go through with it. She's returning it right now. Done. He wants to know why. Why did she take the money? She says it wasn't for them. She was buying their freedom from her ex-husband. He asks if it was the guy from the other day. Yes, he has leverage, and she tells him the story. She drunk drove and hit a girl walking her dog. She was badly hurt, paralyzed. Again, we have no idea what happened to the dog. Jared took the rap for her. He figured because of Raymond Berlin's connections, he would get off with a slap on the wrist and no jail time. But he did get jail time, and now he's here to collect. Finn asked why she didn't come to him first thing, which is what we were all asking too. Finn is us. She was ashamed. He says that she knew him like that. That's how he was, and she says she did it for him, or at least that's how she rationalized it. She was afraid if he found out the truth, he'd go back to drugs. Which, it's just a thought that Jared put in her head that as I said before. He would have understood and stayed clean. She's like, fine, maybe it was just an excuse. Yeah, but not from you and not even from Jared. She's a coward. She's comparing herself to his first wife, and then she goes too far that Rico is this golden standard hovering over them for the rest of their lives, who can do no wrong because she's dead. And then she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. So Finn loves Hayden more than anything, but now he knows she's in constant fear of a relapse, which she wasn't, but okay. He doesn't know what to do, and she's like, no, you do. You know what to do. And now end scene. Julian asks Alexis one more thing. Scott is not happy with her. Julian is fine. Scott keeps trying to stop the conversation. He asks what her answer would have been to the forgiveness question. She says she doesn't know what the future holds. So, that's not a no. Okay, that's not a no. Finn hasn't even wrapped his head around this. This won't tear them apart. They're having a baby. This is just going through the worst, and they'll get to the better. They just need to figure it out, and she walks out crying. Dante and Nathan arrive back at the PCPD. They don't buy Sonny's routine. They think there's something going on. Maybe Garvey had 2 guns. No, a second shooter theory. Maybe another person from the 5 families. And they think that Sonny is keeping it a secret because he wants to retaliate on his own. Sam is about to tell Carly when Jason comes up. Sonny says he'll see her after his discharge, and Jason leaves with Sam. Sonny asks what they were talking about, and Carly says, oh, her sickness and the symptoms. And she yelled at him about Jason, and Sonny's like, yeah, it was nothing, don't worry about it. And Carly thinks it was something more. Does he know? Maybe? Be truthful? Hey? But, we'll see where that goes. So that is it. I will see you a little later, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.